Thank you for tuning into another episode of She Laughs, a podcast dedicated to bringing you honest and transparent viewpoints in this daily faith journey. Now join with me as we listen to T and Crystal discuss the latest.
Hey everybody.
What's up, everyone?
Welcome to another week of She Laughs.
Yes.
Welcome. Oh, guys, it's another week. Just put it that way. But as always, we're going to jump right on into it. So, starting with quotables.
Yes, our quotables for the week.
You got one?
Yes, actually. Let's see if I can find it. It's very simple. And it reads, look, I'm reading the Bible. And it reads, assignment over applause.
I like that one.
Assignment over applause. Need to get that on a shirt.
Yes. Matter of fact, yeah. Let's get that on the shirt.
Get that on the shirt.
It's interesting that you chose that one, I would say, especially in this season.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people think an assignment is not just in the church, people. I don't know why y'all think this is just church language.
They always think it's just church language. Because people, I'm not even gonna go there. Anyway, yes.
That'll be an
assignment is your purpose, whatever you think you have been placed here to do. And also, yes, for those, who want to bash it or whatever, it is also church language in what does God want you to do in a certain season.
Yes.
Because in every season, he usually changes. And therefore your assignment can change.
Yes, it can. And I think oftentimes leaders like, well, I'm just doing what the Lord wants me to do, or I'm fulfilling my life's purpose. And you expect everyone to be happy for you. And in the moments where you don't have applause, it can make you become stagnant.
Yeah.
Or want to abort mission.
Yep.
Abandon ship.
Yep.
And you have to always remember that your assignment is bigger and more important than any applause that man can give you, if they ever give you one.
Right.
Family included.
Yes, definitely. So, and then the flip side of that is you have to make sure you're doing what God wants you to do, and not something that you automatically assume will gain you applause. Because a lot of us will pick our assignment based off the thing that's hot and trendy to do.
Or we're good at it. So.
Yes. So we will pick our assignment because we want applause.
Yeah. Which I think a lot of times we also think that assignment is, well, if I'm good at it, that must be my assignment.
Yes. That's not it.
That's not true. That's really
or I hate to burst everyone's bubble. We think, well, this is what I've always dreamed to do ever since I was 5 years old. That may not be it either. Assignment is more what is God's will for your life. And usually that will change. So, sorry, your dream of being the president or a NASCAR driver or
whatever,
a scientist, may not be what God wants you to do.
Hey, you might have a Saul mentality and God changes you to Paul. So
you never know.
Hey, perfect example of assignment over applause.
So basically it's God's will over likes.
Yes. Over likes, over Instagram shares, all of that jazz.
Yes.
Over algorithms. How about that?
Yeah.
All right, guys. So mine is, of course, Pastor Mike Todd. And he just posted it this week, and I shared it on my IG stories because I loved it so much. But he said, gossip exposes your insecurity and exalts your pride at the same time.
That's a big one. You're going to have to break that down for people.
Yes. So when you are gossiping about someone, let me tell you, first of all, gossip is a byproduct of jealousy.
Yes, it is.
Jealousy is the root cause of gossip. if someone is gossiping about you, if someone is quick to tell your business, or to cast you in a bad light that you ain't even probably did nothing. They just want to cast a bad glow on it.
Right.
Or put it as if you did something, or even suggest. They may not even say it. They just, can be over there and be like, well.
Yeah, people they will do that. Suggest something, not so that they can say, well, I didn't say that.
Yeah. And also they can,
allude
backtrack
to something.
Yes. Where you have to understand that comes from the root core of it is jealousy. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they are jealous of you, more so they are jealous of what is on you, or what is in you. And what I mean by that is your gifting, your calling, how you handle it, your confidence about something, your maturity about something. All of those are factors for jealousy. You don't even have to be necessarily good at anything or good at all. You could be a bad, terrible singer and just love singing and be confident in your bad singing, and they would still be jealous of you because of your confidence, not because of the singing.
Yes.
So you have to understand that. So that is why gossip exposes your insecurity, because if I can talk about you in such a negative light, what I'm really doing is telling on myself that you're an issue and a problem for me, and I feel insecure when I am around you.
Right.
So there's one. It exalts your pride at the same time, because with jealousy and gossip comes a sense of pride of, well, if I can talk about them in a bad light, maybe now eventually it will turn from I'm jealous of you to, well, let me explain to you why it shouldn't be you and why it should be me. And that's the root of that is pride. And everything. It should be me. I know I deserve it. I know I should have it. You shouldn't have any of it.
Wow.
That comes from pride, and arrogance. So when he said gossip exposes your insecurity and exalts your pride at the same time, it can't get no deeper and no plainer than that. That's what it's doing. So if you have people around you that are gossiping, and I'm not telling you saying necessarily people that are, no, Lord, I'm not even gonna give y'all that out, because some of y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't ready for that. So I'm just gonna say this: if someone is around you and they are gossiping, and they are always coming to you and telling you about people that you don't know, people that you probably just met, that you're like, oh, they seem nice, and immediately they have something negative to say about them, watch them. Don't share your business.
Well, that just goes with people show you who they are before they tell you.
Yes.
So pay attention.
Yes. And I'll be honest, guys, like I tell T this all the time. A few years ago, I would say probably about 5. I'll give myself 5 years ago. Crystal didn't pay attention. I was one of those, hey, you're nice. I like you. Do. We have similarities. We like Harry Potter. Okay. And I would not pay attention to some of the other things about a person's character that was actually speaking in volumes,
right,
about who they were at their core, but it was little stuff.
Right.
It was little things. And so all of the flashiness sometimes overshadows the little core red flags that we see.
Right.
And what God is literally telling you is, if you use your discernment, if you press pause and go at a slower pace, then I will show you how those little red flags, those little breadcrumbs will show you the deeper heart issues of people that I'm trying to keep you away from.
Right.
All right, I think I'm off my soapbox.
That's it here.
Yeah, that was my quotable. So just watch it. And just as an added measure, go watch Dr. Matthew Stevenson's Summer Body, Jealousy. You're welcome. For those of you. But that's my quotable. So,
all right.
Well, guys, normally this time we do our check-in, our weekly check-in. But we're not going to do that this week because this whole episode
is another check-in. This is
yes.
quarantine check-in part 2 because we're still dealing with quarantine and Rona is still running rampant out here in these 2020 streets.
I'm telling y'all guys, the numbers are rising yet again.
We are in month number 7.
Yeah. July the 10th. And this year, y'all, I mean, I don't think any of us saw it coming. Well, we did. I mean,
some of us saw
the prophets and the watchmen.
But still, even though you see it coming, once it happens, it's a different thing when it gets here.
I think this took the wind out of everyone.
Yes,
let me not say a lot of it. Everyone got the wind knocked out of them on this one. This year has definitely not been easy. It was one thing to deal with a pandemic. Then we have civil unrest.
Yes. And together it's just, you're asking for, basically, if your foundation hasn't or was never rooted or anchored in anything stable, meaning anything that isn't God, you have been struggling lately. And this year really shook the foundation for everybody. And I mean everybody, not just a lot of people. No, everybody this year has shaken the foundation for people.
I don't care what they're showing you, what face they're showing you. It has shaken them at some point.
At some point, most definitely. Even your strong friends are struggling. So everybody is struggling emotionally. Not just financially, but emotionally the most. Everyone is struggling. And we're dealing with so much attack from the enemy. And I know you guys hear us say the enemy a lot. And there are some of you Christian based who get it. And there are some of our followers who are not, who don't understand when we say enemy. And I'm going to just say this. Just because you don't believe there is an enemy doesn't mean there isn't one.
And it doesn't mean that he doesn't believe in you.
Thank you. So there is an enemy. I would suggest you get to know who he is.
Yes.
So that you know how to arm yourself better. Mm-hmm. But the enemy is really attacking repeatedly on all sides, one strike after another. It's like the final showdown is going on right now. He's just going to throw everything and anything, and whatever sticks is what he's going to work with.
Yes.
So you really have to have a strong foundation in God. If you thought your foundation was strong before, now you are seeing where you have any cracks or spaces that need to be filled up because you thought you were rock solid. And now you're realizing, oh, there's one little space that I forgot to fill.
I can do better.
I most definitely need to work in this area. And that's not shade, because I think everybody, I don't care who you are.
Yes.
I don't care how long you say you have loved and known Jesus. I don't care what your title is, apostle, prophet, or not.
Yep.
You have been shaken. And there have been some cracks where you need to refill and refocus and really go after healing, after health, after deliverance, and after really stabilizing your mind, because 2020 ain't over.
No, not by
and the
long.
Enemy does not give up easy.
Not by
so he's not done throwing any and everything at us. So you have really got to take focusing on yourself at heart.
Yes, making time for your mental health, especially. Guys, nobody has the answer as to how this is going to end.
Right.
If we did, and if someone had it, we would have ended it already. I mean, you think about Corona. China thought that they had it under wraps months ago.
Yep.
And now you are starting to see they don't.
They do not.
And stuff. Their numbers are back rising. The U.S., I mean, at this point, I don't know.
I don't know, Lord, because our president wants the schools to open,
but Paul Manafort can go home because of Corona, but he wants us to send our children to schools. I mean, guys, if that ain't a double-minded
child, that is the epitome of double-mindedness.
I don't get it. So you have to really guard your thoughts, because even if you thought you knew, oh, well, I'm good, I'm here to tell you you're not. Something is going to come and shake you during this time.
Absolutely.
You may not have lost your job. It may shake you in other ways, because a lot of times everybody thinks, well, I got my job, I'm good. No.
That's what I say. It's not just financial.
No.
Really seeing all of this going on through social media and the news and people disappearing, and it's a lot mentally. Really, it really is. And very triggering, again, if you have not dealt with and healed old wounds that you have been thinking that you're okay. Well, I've survived. I'm 30 whatever years old. I'm 40 whatever years old. I'm 50 whatever years old. And I've lived this long without dealing with that issue, without rehashing the past or not, I mean, the things you tell yourself are, it's old, I'm okay, I've gotten over it, I don't need to bring it up again. And it has triggered you your whole life.
Yes.
You have made poor decisions about relationships your whole life and don't realize it.
Because you're so easily triggered. And here's the thing, the enemy knows that you're easily triggered. So anytime he wants to mess with you, he'll send an emotional trigger. That's all he got to do.
Yeah.
Because he knows that you ain't dealt with it. So all I got to do is pop.
That's it. Especially if you haven't learned how to balance your emotions well.
Yes.
Some real emotional work you need to do so you're not making decisions out of emotions.
Here's the other thing that while we're talking about emotions, don't isolate yourself. You literally
I was just going to say that.
You have to get around not only people that are like-minded, but people that don't think like you. Because what you will do is tumble down the rabbit hole like Alice following after the white rabbit.
Right.
And I'm praying for y'all's minds right now, because especially if you don't have a strong foundation or a strong belief system.
Yes.
What will happen is literally the enemy knows how powerful your mind is, so he attacks that first.
Yes.
Before he attacks your finances. All of that is like literally his second, third, and fourth tactics. He would much rather just attack your mind, because as long as I got your mind, I don't care how much money you make. I don't care what person you marry. I don't care about any of that. I got your mind. I live in your thoughts.
Yep.
So all of that I could destroy with just a snap of my fingers like Thanos, as long as I have control of your mind. So this is really a mental year.
It really is. It really is. I mean, we're dealing with fear was at the top of the year.
Yep.
Anxiety. Now we have shame.
Yes.
We have so much depression going rampant. Regret. I mean, it's just really, if your emotions are not stable, you aren't going to make it out of this year. You're not going to make it out of the year. You have to put your mental stability first. And like Crystal said, that does not mean shut off everybody and isolate yourself, because the enemy likes it when you are isolated.
Yes.
Because the lies are whispers.
Yes. And he can keep lying.
He will whisper those lies to you when you are by yourself, and loves the reaction you give when you hear those whispers. Mm-hmm. So you have to be around people who are going to encourage you. You have to be around people who are going to call accountability out of you, who are going to check you when you start going down that rabbit hole, who are going to say, nope, we were sad yesterday. We're not being sad today. Yes. You have to have, people who are willing to do that so that you can do the necessary work that you need, because that's how you heal.
Yes. Yes.
It takes work ethic. And if you struggle in that area, you're going to have to see some problems.
This is not a year where you can fake it until you make it.
No, we're done with that. Some of y'all have been faking it for years and not had zero intentions of making it. You just settled in with the faking part.
Yeah.
Fake it till you make it has to die this year.
Yes. You can't just say, well, God gonna take care of me, and then you have no faith behind it.
No.
That don't, because the enemy is like, oh yeah, I heard him, but he don't believe that.
He don't believe that, and I know he don't believe that.
So I'm gonna continue to mess with him. But when you can speak to the enemy with authority because you believe it for real, here's the thing. And authority isn't you screaming down the house.
Ooh, yes, that too.
You can literally say, you ain't gonna mess with me today. And he'll be like, oh, snap. And he has to flee.
Right.
Because he knows that he can tell the difference in your tone and the confidence behind it. That he can't mess with you today.
Yes. So
he goes. He'll just be like, okay, I'll try and come again another day. And I guarantee you, the more he keeps trying, eventually he'll be like, well, heck. Or do like he did me, try and push me down the stairs. I don't know. Y'all, he tried to push me down the stairs. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. He knew in this Corona season, like, she a little too happy. I can't really mess with her. And I've been trying my best. And let me just push her down the stairs. But y'all, I'm joking, but I'm serious at the same time. And stuff. He's literally trying to find an open door
anywhere.
For some of y'all, it's a tiny little crack. For other of you, he's got crevices. And then for some of you, he got something as big as the king and that he got to work with.
Right.
It doesn't matter what type of opening he has. The fact is he has an opening, and it means that it is required for you to do the work of closing the gap.
Yes. Yes.
That's it. That's what this year is. We are literally, each of us, first as a nation and a country. No, let me take that back. First as a world. Second as a nation and a country. Then thirdly as a household. Fourthly as a family. And then fifthly as yourself. You are made to live and sit in the mess that has been happening for the last 10, some of y'all 15 to 20 years of things that you have run away from, things that you refuse to acknowledge, stuff that you have swept under the rug. Because I saw one meme and I was laughing at it. And they said, on this quarantine, this second quarantine, do we have to stay with the same family members, or can we switch houses?
And that right there shows you aren't happy where you are, and you did not spend the first quarantine half dealing with how unhappy you were.
Not at all. I was like, Lord, that is so funny. It tickled me, but at the same time, it's sad at the same time.
Very sad, because there are some people who really do feel that way.
Yes. I just want to be in a different home. I can't be with these people for 2 weeks, 24/7, yet again. And I feel for the people, I want to say it's in Melbourne, where they are now being quarantined
to their home,
and they're having to have packages delivered to them for food and whatnot, because their government has told them don't even come out your door.
Yep, you can't even come out in the hallway.
So no, it ain't no, well, you can go to the parks, you can go to the beach. Y'all done ran them beaches up and down, okay? Them beaches need a break. Our waters were clearing up. Our animals in this oceans was finally healthy. They was like, y'all done stop putting this plastic in here, tubes going up my nose, and y'all done ran back to these beaches, and now we gonna got the Rona all over again. Come on, y'all. We gotta do better.
Do better. That really tells me you guys did not spend the beginning of this quarantine dealing with the issues that you have. And I'm telling you, now is the time to do it. If you don't run after your healing and your mind changes, I don't know what else to tell you. I really don't. And again, isolation is not the answer.
Not at all.
And I'm going to say this, and it's going to ruffle some feathers, and it just is what it is. Be mad at me, no problem. If you are so high on keeping your energy to a certain level that you don't want to be around people all the time, this energy you say you have must not be that strong.
Ooh, Lord.
Because you should be able to command any space you walk in. I will say that again. You should be able to command any space you walk in. So this energy you say you carry with you that's so that's positive should be able to cast down any negative energy that you walk into.
Well, Lord, she done preached on this.
So
today.
do you really think you carry this energy that you say you carry?
Because it must not be that potent.
It must not be. So again, I really need you to work on some things. That is for everybody. There has to be something that you need to work on. Something. No, I'm not saying go and get another stream of income. No, I'm not saying go be the best entrepreneur, boss chick, boss man. No. Can we start working on some heart issues? Can we start working on just one small thing? I smoke, I don't want to smoke no more. Let's do that. I drink too much, I don't want to drink. Let's do that. I talk too much. Let's do that. I gossip. Let's do that. I am angry all the time. Let's work on that. Can we work on some people skills, some communication skills?
Yeah.
All this time, I've been seeing people talk about, I have to take a me break. I have to take a me day. You are sitting in your own toxic thoughts all day while you got that mask on your face, sir, ma'am.
Ooh.
Can we really get down to some heart issues? Yeah. Change our mindsets. That's what the healing I'm talking about.
Yes. But we'd much rather work. Ooh, okay, Lord. We'd much rather work on my career goals. We'd much rather work on my house goals. We'd much rather work on the tangible stuff rather than the internal work that takes actual work.
Yes, it takes work. I get there's nothing wrong with the green thumbs and being out in the garden and being out in nature and finding your balance and your peace. But if you know you always have to go out there, then I need you to ask yourself, what's wrong with me that is always sending me out to have to be in the garden or planting something to have a calm day? Let's get down to the nitty-gritty of what the real problem is. Why do I have all of this anxiety?
Why do I always have to get lost in my music?
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not downing those who have. I have moments like though myself. I just want to be by myself. I have moments where I just want to be listening to music. I have moments where I want to just be reading because I don't want to think. But then I will keep myself from doing that all the time. We did that for the last 3 days. Let's get down to what the real problem is. Yeah. What is wrong with you today, Tanisha? Why do you have so much anxiety? Let's get down to it. Because the enemy would like for you to sit in those cycles. As long as you keep running on the treadmill, he knows you don't get down to the issue. Yeah. So he will always present the treadmill to you.
Yes.
Because it's easier.
Yes.
Get down to those issues. Really.
And guys, don't limit yourself just by the scenarios that we've given. Some of y'all escape at the gym.
Yep.
Some of y'all escape in your jobs.
Yes.
Some of y'all escape in books. Some of y'all escape in movies. Some of y'all escape with friends and people because you always have to be surrounded. Whatever activity that you know your escapism is, why are you going to that all the time? It's the same addiction as a drug.
Yes.
So this is why we're saying, ask yourself the question rather than always going through to the substance that tries to alleviate your pain temporarily.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's get down to it. Figure it out. Figure it out and work on it. There are so many resources that you can use for free.
Yes.
To deal with those emotions and those feelings.
Yes.
A lot.
I'm going to give y'all one place you can go, and it's actually an app. For those of you who are maybe thinking of reaching out to a therapist, I encourage everyone to have a therapist. I love Dr. Matthew Stevenson's shirt. He had one that said, my therapist told me to express myself. And I said I needed to find whoever his therapist was so they can tell me to express myself even more. But anyways, the one that I have on my phone is called BetterHelp. And so they are someone that I have heard raving reviews about. If you're like, I don't want to go in, BetterHelp is there on your phone. They have thousands of counselors and therapists for you to talk to and discuss. Because I'm going to tell you guys, you can't always overwhelm your best friends.
Lord, you can't.
You can't expect for your family to always help you figure out your problems. They're trying to figure out their own.
Right.
You can't expect your best friend. Well, if they're my best friend, they should always have my back and understand everything and just listen to what I got to say and not give me any feedback.
Right.
Or hold me accountable. They are your best friends, but it can be exhausting at times. So it's good. Yeah, you have a best friend. You also need a therapist. Yes, you have a pastor. You also need a therapist.
Yeah. You need both Jesus and therapy.
Thank you.
Jesus and therapy.
Okay. It's not enough just to go to the altar and, well, I just got these scriptures and I'm going to meditate on them. That's good. That's a great start. However, there are some real mental problems or issues that you need to actually talk out. And you need someone who, one, has gone to school for this, to tell you exactly what's going on with you, to also give you a different perspective, because, hey, newsflash, your perspective is not always the most accurate one.
And it ain't been working.
Well, there you have it there too. But also, even if your perspective has been working for you, guess what? You live in a world of 1 billion plus other people who have different perspectives. And so your perspective works, and so does theirs. Figure it out.
That's all I got for y'all.
So, there is no message for today. Message is, protect your mental health, man. Figure it out. And when we say protect your mental, that doesn't mean isolate yourself. That means do the work.
That's what you got to do.
I
will leave you guys as my final notes. 2 women I follow on social media that are dealing with mental health as well as healing that needs to be had. One is Fanika Friend, Pastor Fanika Friend,
yes,
of ANWA, which is All Nations Atlanta. She is right now doing her Heal Her experience, which is a 6-month program she's doing with women online, virtually, where they are dealing with healing and refinding their voice and who they are. So that's one person. You can find her. I would suggest follow her on social media, which is Facebook at Pastor Fanika Friend, and her Instagram is just Fanika Friend. Yeah. So that's one person. Another person is Dr. Kalita Forbes.
Yes.
She right now has her insecurity.
Anatomy of Insecurity.
Yes. That whole series is dealing with friendships. Not just friendships, but all relationships, and where to place them, but not just pointing the finger at people, but pointing the finger back at yourself. Yes. And how you have allowed others to treat you, because people will treat you based off how you allow it.
Yep, you got to teach them.
Yes. So it's definitely a healing of yourself, because once you grow, everyone around you has to grow. So you can follow her on, she's not really on Facebook. She's more on, Instagram. So her Instagram is Kalita Forbes, and Kalita is spelled Khaaalida and Forbes. And then on YouTube, she's Kalita Forbes. But I would definitely suggest you register for our Insecure series right now. It's going on for the next few weeks, actually every Thursday in the month of July. So by the time you guys hear this, she will be getting ready to do week 2 of her series. I would really, really, really encourage you. It's free. Yeah. So ain't no reason why You can't go after this healing right now. She is giving you free information. And the message that she gave this week was amazing. It was like, and she was online for like an hour and 20 minutes. That was a serious session that she should have paid for that. And I'm like, if you're giving this away for free for the next 3 Thursdays,
Yeah.
You guys, it's out there.
Yes.
Really, find her and register for this. Again, it's free. Every Thursday night, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, you're not doing nothing. You're in the bed.
I promise you, y'all ain't doing nothing.
You're not doing nothing. You thumbing through your phone anyway, trying to take your mind off your problems.
Yeah.
Follow her, watch this series, and get the help that you really need. That's how you protect your energy.
Yes, Lord. Well, guys, until next time, you can find me on Facebook at Crystal Charmaine. You can find me on Instagram at I am Crystal Charmaine. T, where can they find you?
You guys can follow me on Facebook. It's Tanisha Williams, and Instagram is Styles by Tanisha J.
Well, guys, until next time, we have a special guest.
Thanks
next
again
week
for listening.
you,
Yes.
so we're
We hope that you were
excited.
blessed by today's
But until
discussion.
then,
To
stay
keep up with the
blessed.
latest on the She Laughs
Keep your
podcast,
mind
be sure to subscribe on most major
clear.
streaming platforms.
See you guys.
You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. If you feel led to donate, please send donations to paypal.me/She Laughs. And don't forget to send us your questions as well. We'd love to hear from you. As always, stay blessed.